Right, Milton, I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this one. And thanks for a lovely day, and thanks for my lunch, and thanks for doing the last interview ever in this manner. No, thank you. It's lovely. It took me back to my roots, my ackee, and green banana, my dumplings.
A Jamaican dish, like what we used to.
I know. Hey, do you know what I found out along this way? There weren't many of us that was Jamaican.
It was all African descent, and there was a little bit of years ago between us. No fighting as such, but as I don't know, it was just weird. We was all outcast. We loved each other, but your father is African, and I know nothing about Africa at that point. The first time I ever saw an African guy, an African black man, was in the Reno.
Right.
They wasn't brought up next to me, and they was all Jamaican.
Yeah.
Everybody was Jamaican. The Shabines, every single club was Jamaican. So it was a little bit weird for us when we hit the Reno 13, 14, 15, 16, that there was a lot of African guys coming down who were African descent, and you can tell by their names.
Definitely.
We used to have a little giggle, you know.
Yeah, no, that was
We've got English names, so when you're talking about an African name, you just thought it was a bit weird, that. Just a bit weird. But yeah, it's still cool. Still cool, guys, yeah.
Who's half Jamaican? Then I can't even
all
think.
the love blocks.
Okay.
All the love blocks. The West, and in fact, the West and the Thorns are the oldest Afghanistan in my side. Mr. West was older than my dad.
Right.
And his dad was white, and his mum was black.
I didn't know that, man.
In Jamaica.
Oh, I didn't know that, man.
The dad was a preacher. He was, his name was Reynolds. And I've been to his grave, and he owned all the land, and it was given to him by the governor in 18-something. And this is the name West.
Wow.
There you go, guys. And obviously, Mr. Thorne was older than my dad. So you look at that. When you look at Mr. West, his mum and dad were.
Say the date again.
We did 18-something. Reynolds, the white guy.
Yeah.
Who is named in West. 2 sons. Mr. West and his brother. Both in the Royal Air Force. When he was in the 30s. But they were born a long time ago. Long time ago. The West.
Wow. So the Wests are mixed again then, so their mum's white?
No.
Go on, how does that
Mr. West, Sammy and my dad is half-caste.
Yeah.
These boys are already half-caste. Their dad was half-caste.
Right. So what was their mum?
Their mum was black. Oh, no, their mum was black. And their dad was white, who was called Reynolds.
Right, and with it.
He owned all the land. All the land. As far as you could see. But
right.
Sorry, my love, go on.
Go on. Right, you know where I start. Tell me your first night down the Reno.
It wouldn't have been the night time.
Go on.
It would have been through the day. And I was took down by CID.
Why would you be?
I was about nearly 13. And I was in Alexander Park, wagon school. There were about 15 of us. We were in the big main playing fields. We're just lying around, dusting about. 2 police officers come walking over. We knew they was police, CID, and they come walking over and they said, "Who is Willis?" So I'm lying in the floor like this. I said, "I am." It just kicked me right in the face.
The cop kicked you in the face?
It just kicked me straight in the face. And I was knocked back. So they picked me up and the lads are like, "Yeah, what are you fucking doing?" and all this fuckers. They took me to off the main field onto the path where they had a car, which was a Mini, an unmarked car. So I get in the vehicle, but they pushed me in, and they said, "We're looking for your brother, Newland, and Mike Rowe."
Right.
I said, "I don't know where they are. My nose was bleeding back then." I said, "I don't know where they are." So they said, "Right, we're going to take you to see if we can find them." So they took me to the Mountain House, which I knew, took me to the Reno, but I've never been in.
Okay.
And it was through the day. And I've been everywhere else, every single club, but I've never been on the Reno. So go down the stairs with him, look around. Even if I would have saw him, I wouldn't have said nothing.
No, of course you
but
wouldn't.
they wasn't in. He took me into the gambling part, where there was no pool table. Everybody keeps talking about a pool table. And I thought, I can't remember pool table. Guys gambling and the fire, but that was it. Took me home, these 2 coppers. They drove me outside our house. And my mum was doing the donkey stone. As soon as I got out of the car, I had blood on me. And my mum said, what's up with you? She knew there was police. I said, that could just kick me in the face.
Wow.
Man, well, the donkey stone walk and everything went over one. And then she opened the door and let the dog out. And we grabbed him as well.
Did they?
Yeah, the dog was shaking the legs all over the place. But there was nothing I could do. They just kicked me in the face. That's how the police was in them days. Don't ever get caught by the police. Ever. Because especially if there wasn't many black guys, you got caught by the police because there wasn't many villains of black guys.
Yeah.
But there was enough white guys. But if you was half caste and the police caught you, once you go in that Black Mariah, you're going to get your head kicked.
Wow.
By them.
Why are you singling out half-caste guys? I'm just going to...
Because it was...
I'm just going to ask them to be a bit quieter.
All right, man.
Yeah. Say that again. You think they picked up on the half...
They picked up on the half-caste guys because even in the early days, we were togetherness sort of thing. Out of the Sloane Street gang, which went on to be Gooch, there was more white guys, but there was only one black guy and the rest were half-caste guys. So when the police were after the Sloane Street gang, they picked on the half-caste guys. So we could be walking down the street, many times me and Wayne Mosley, or dead at Lovelock, we walk down the street and the Black Mariah pulls up and asks you start questions with you. Do not be cheeky with this boy, because he will take you in the back of the van, and the van will be doing that.
Wow, I've heard this before. You know, it's not new
but
to me.
When you're that age,
yeah,
that's just when you get to hate the police.
Yeah.
And I've hated the police all my life. Even today.
Yeah.
That good cop is gone. The hooligan now is him.
Right.
To stop me and search me, and because I've been stood on Princess Road where they searched me and pulled my pants down. This is when Sus was in.
Yeah. How old are you then, Milton? The same age?
About this, yeah, all from the age of 12 upwards up to 17 when I joined the army.
Yeah.
It was just both they'd be on your case, really be on your case. I mean, we beat up a few police officers in Mossad when he's been on his own.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Targeting.
Yeah.
With that hate, though, with what?
Yeah.
We can't do it when you're in a mass.
Do the thing of you bringing a come on where we would do something for this copper to chase us. Right. And we run down the entry and then
single him out.
There'd be a few others there.
Waiting.
Yeah. But nearly every child, black or white, maybe not so much black, but we would all throw stones at the police. Always. As soon as you saw the panda, we'd run down the entry, find half a brick, and as we go past, throw half a brick at them. The hatred was very, very strong.
So that's not colour hatred, though. That's class.
Well, when you're that age, you don't know that the police are working for the top knob. You just think it's the police against us. Yeah. Because we're poor. Yeah. We know that. Yeah. I've known that always. Even the white guys. You're poor. You're from outside, and this is the punishment that we will push out to you if you cross us. Yeah. But you could get sent to approved schools for nothing. You know, I got sent to Rosehill, a dirty paedophile place, which got caught about 10 years ago, something like that. Okay. I can remember these Samson, Creepy Jesus. These are paedophiles, organised paedophiles from different children's homes done by Manchester Council. So when you're studying Minstrel Street, because it used to be not a Crown Court as such, where all naughty boys would go. Yeah, they're all naughty boys. Yeah. and you stand in front of that judge, when he sentenced you to 3 weeks or 6 weeks or 2 years to 6 months in jail, he knows where he's sending you.
Wow, never
he
thought
must
about
know. Because when it very first happened and my mum came to see me, I told my mum what was happening.
What was happening?
Boys would go missing at night out the dormitories. Creeping Jesus would come in. You'd know it was him because he'd shake his keys. And he'd open the door and there's about 14 kids in his dormitory. About maybe 3 dormitories. And he'd come in and make you all stand there with no clothes on.
Wow.
Hands out on tiptoes. You put your heel on the floor, he will hit you with a cane. And then...
In the middle of the night?
Yeah, about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Go on.
And then he'd say to one of the lads, right, you come with me. And you wouldn't see him again. But you don't comprehend when you're that young. You don't know what's happening. The only time you know what's happening is when they want you to sit on their knee.
Really?
You know, because when I first went there, they said, don't go in the garden, Milton. Don't do anything with the gardening and keep out the kitchens. And I knew when I went to got a gardening job, the guy wanted me to sit on his knee. I don't think so. So you'll get punished for that. And
for not sitting on his knee.
You'll get punished the same as Derek Barnes. Do you know Derek Barnes?
Yeah, I do.
Derek was in with me.
Right.
Fucking wild to fuck, man. Derek would be the same. He would bang the system. And then they would punish him. And I've seen them put Derek on a chair in a corner 5 hours.
Just sat there?
Stood.
Stood on a chair?
Looking in the corner of the wall. And he'd turn around sometimes and laugh and joke with me. You know what I mean? And I'd be playing pool. And then I just thought, that's a weird punishment. It's weird. But that was Roseville. Another place in Red Bank. If you was from my side, you were likely to go to prison. Borstal Detention, Roseville, Red Bank, all these, there's a lot of white guys in there as well. Because you was from my side, that's what you got.
Right, I've got a couple of questions. You said you could go there for nothing. So what's for nothing?
Go where? Oh, right.
Yeah.
You play football.
Yeah.
In the street. You'll get fined. £8 I got fined.
£8
£8 a lot of money. And my dad had to pay it.
Wow.
Okay? It came out of my spend of £5 a week to pay it. But I was only playing football.
Yeah.
The second time they got hold of me playing football in the street, they got me done for, I got 3 weeks in Roseville. And that was because a little bit of gas meter, not going to school, nothing heavy, and playing football in the street. So I got sent to a paedophile house just for doing that. And that changed my life completely. Where I was an innocent lad.
Yeah.
Little things like getting lead off the roof and little 2 shillings off the hustlers on Alec Road. Not protection money. It wasn't protection money. It was, if you don't give me £0.50, that punter won't stop.
Oh, okay, because he'll think I'm your kid.
I keep running to the car and all right, mate. And he's gone, so they used to give us £0.50.
Yeah. And
that's how the poncing started, with the majority of guys and whites. So you've got the likes of Daytrick. These are Mossad lads, all of them. It's the only way to make money, Linda.
Yeah.
It's the only way to make money. Unless you want to pinch, which I didn't really like, the thieving part of it. I mean, I'd dip somebody, and I'd even mug. If you go back in my history, with a lot of guys who are still on the Reno, we all used to go mugging.
Wow.
And it was a Friday and a Saturday thing, mugging. Just be about 20 of us, and we'd mug everybody. Where
would you go? What? Would you be walking down the street?
No,
okay.
No, it was well organised.
Oh, go on.
It was well organised. The Western Pub was one of them. The Wally was one of them. The Talbot, Claremont, all these pubs.
I never thought about this. Go on.
And the Denmark Road.
Yeah.
Once you see these guys coming out of these establishments and they're pissed, and they're big, strong men, they got a wad.
From working all week.
Yeah, got loads of money. And we don't have any money, so we roll them. And it was called rolling in them days.
Yeah,
it wasn't called
right,
mugging,
yeah.
it was called rolling. And that's what we used to do. And everybody I know did that. So when we come to the Reno, they're all rolling. We rolled before we went in the Reno. So when you go down the Reno, all eyes are on you.
Right. Are you a potential victim or a client?
You go to the bar.
Yeah.
You flash out your money though. What drinks that you're drinking, you're liable to get robbed in the toilet or when you come out.
So, right, so you start out by saying you were innocent before you went to these places.
Of the establishment.
Yeah, the establishment. So so you're not rolling before you go to detention centre and that?
I'm watching bigger boys do this.
Oh, okay.
It was the norm.
Yeah.
It's the only way we could make money. And it was to not so much pray, because we were the victims. We're the ones who had no money. We had no money. Parents didn't have any money. These guys had money.
Yeah.
And they made that money every week.
Right, go back to something you were saying outside before we was eating. You said when you tried to get a job.
You couldn't get a job. It was near enough impossible to get a job when you was a young lad from my side and being half caste. And I use this word because because there wasn't many black guys around our age. They was older, but not our age. And obviously we had the white guys, they were around, but they couldn't find jobs. As soon as they opened their mouth of where do you come from, and it's I live in Manchester 16 or Moss Side, you got no chance, man. Not a dog chance. Hence why I joined the army. Because there was nothing left anymore. It was just getting worse. I could see the violence of the riots coming up soon because we were all having confrontation with the police. They'd come down in a lot, use dogs and all that. Even in the Reno, they'd come down with dogs.
I don't remember that.
No, they'd come down. I remember somebody saying that you see a lot of guys running out the side. It's because the police are coming down.
When did you join the army?
I joined the army when I was 17. It took me and Roy and Joey Abbott, rest his soul, man. We were all 17 when we joined the army. I joined the army because of my cousins. I've got older cousins.
Yeah.
And they have been in the army for 22 years.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So here I am getting in trouble. So they came down to see my mum.
Okay.
And said, why don't join the army now? So things were getting worse there. I was getting in more trouble. One time they had me, the police, and ready to set me up. I knew I was going to go to jail. I knew I was going to do a 6-2, which is 6 months to 2 years, because everybody got it. And I joined the army. And so in the court case, I went up and I said, I'm joining the army. Yeah. And that was it.
You'd already joined the army when you went up to the court. So what did that upset them?
Well, the judge was okay. The judge was okay with that.
Before I forget, you said earlier on about booking the system. Why did you feel you needed to book the system? Because I remember this. I remember this feeling in the area and in the Reno.
They was doing... The system is the police. Because that's their soldiers. Manchester City Council, they got police officers and so on, to sort these fuckers out. And so it's the system, their system, as that you do as you're told and this. But we can't do as I'm told because we can't get out. We cannot get out of my side. Even though you've knocked our houses down, you've moved us to other places, Longside and Cheetah Mill, but you still can't get out. You're still there. So I just thought, bollocks. Join the system or look at the army, because I talked with my cousins and they said, Milton, it's brilliant. Now, these lads, my cousins, were teddy boys.
Okay.
Before they
these
joined
were on your mum's side?
Yeah, on my mum's side, Auntie Mary's lot.
Yeah.
These were bad guys where they would carry razors in their collars when they were young. Because I've seen photographs of them, leather coats and all this business and heavy duty guys, motorbikes. So they said join. or you'll forever go to prison. Just like your brother, which Jan did 23 years in jail.
Altogether. What's the longest he did?
5.
Right. 23.
Well, Jan would go in, ask Mike Rowell, and David Trick, they all know Jan. And Susie, they're all Jan's friends. Jan going to jail for 3.5 years. He would come out within 2 months, he would be back.
Why?
He just didn't understand, Jan. Didn't understand. You're going to get caught. You rob BBC, you rob Mecca, anything like that gets robbing, they're coming for you, Jan and Mike Rowe. They're coming for you. They want to take you off the street. Bang. And they caught him every single time. But in the later years, it was violence with Jan. He would fight and stab anybody. I can remember on leave, just before I come to leave, on the army, Laura cut the shit out of Jan's face outside the Reno.
She cut her brother outside the Reno?
Yeah, she just stuck a buckle clean in his face.
Why?
I don't know. They was always like that, Laura and Jan. You know what I mean? The violence they couldn't control. Where in mine and Wendell, because Wendell did 9 years in the army, mine and Wendell was a controlled violence.
Yeah.
Jan and Laura just, it just come out. Usually in the arena.
Wow.
Nearly all of them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I hear people about, don't remember a fight and that. My God, you get yourself down to the Reno in 1972 and that area you will see a whole leap.
Yeah.
A whole leap of
fighting amongst ourselves. See, I'm not there in 72. I'm not old enough.
Well, that wasn't so much fighting against ourselves. It was a family thing.
Oh, I see. Sibling rivalry.
The thought of fight with each within the club.
Right.
But nobody would get involved.
Right.
Because I asked, why didn't somebody pick Jan up? Pick him off the floor. He's stoned out of his head.
Yeah.
Both of them are. But they just don't want to get involved.
So why would they not do it in your family home? Why have you took it to the Reno?
Well, you wouldn't be fighting at home. Reno was different. The drugs, the drink, especially the special brew, was a cause of nearly all the violence.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just maybe you become like 10 men.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was that. Plus the Reno was violence. There was more than just Jan and Laura fighting in there. There was other people fighting, usually women. When it comes to guys, fighting in the Reno, with knife, a woman.
So it's kind of part of the culture of their age, isn't it?
It's like, you don't fuck about with my woman.
Yeah.
Or I will get the two of us.
But that's a reason for not letting your woman go down the Reno, isn't it?
Do you remember what's name said he wouldn't let his woman go down?
Yeah, I've just put that is why. That's exactly what I was thinking. That is why. Because you're asking for trouble, aren't you? And you're asking for a fight in the future.
You're going to be some guy
So it's just territorial and animalistic and real to human nature.
But it was alright to go down there with those all little pussy. Down there.
So there's all like the strokes. Go on, yeah.
What guy would
I feel like slapping you, go on.
It never happened.
Yeah.
I did have a few little things with guys in the Reno, sorry. Some of them have passed away. Well, I chased your ass around the Reno, man. With a big knife.
It was a proper establishment where everything, it was like a microcosm of the real world, wasn't it? Everything happened inside the Reno that was happening in society.
Every night.
Yeah.
If you was a Reno head, you would be in there every night.
Yeah.
Except one night, and I can't remember what night it closed, and I think it was a Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't open through the day or night.
Right.
That one day off.
Yeah.
The rest was open day and night. All the time.
So I bet it was like going to court though. You know, like things like Game of Thrones and Versailles and stuff like that. It's like, because you've got to be seen to be in it, haven't you?
Of course, you have to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I used to see guys, even Afghan guys, coming to Reno, and to me, they're weekend guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see them through the week.
Yeah.
But I'd see them on weekend.
Yeah.
Doing a little business and bringing their women down and all that business. So the passer-throughs to me, not my son guys. because all the Mossad guys were in there.
But I suppose, right, correct me if I'm wrong, which I know you will, if you're in there all the time, then you're really vying for political positions and shit, aren't you?
No political thing about it.
No, not politics as in the world, but just...
Yeah, but my position has been there a long time. Because my brothers were in there.
Aha.
My family was always in there. My mum and dad was in there.
Yeah.
So I've not come from out of town into this place. This place is home to me.
So you're a little prince.
There was a lot of princes.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
There was loads of us. All of them are passed away now, God bless them. Matt, Larry, all these guys, right? Joey Abbott, all these families and Mossad families. So when they took away and died for whatever reason, man, you feel alone. I feel a bit alone. When I go down the moss, I just look and I don't know anything anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know the buildings. I don't know the way the people are. I don't think they're as violent as it was from the 90s, 80s and 70s. Well, I don't know about the 80s, but the 70s and the 90s were true Mossad things.
Yeah, the 90s was a whole other.
I mean, you didn't have to wait for somebody to come to Reno to stab him.
You know,
you could shoot them on the street. No.
There is brains on the end of my street.
No, I know. And I learned all this, really. I learned all this violent business from Ireland.
Oh, yeah, go on.
This is where the first time I seen people murdered on a scale of throwing a bomb in a bus shelter. While kids are there because of their religion. So when I'm picking up thumbs and arms and legs, it's just like, what the fuck am I doing? But it made me angry because I'm there trying to do my job to protect these people on both sides, because this is what they're doing to each other without law and order. Not from the police, because they're just a bad RUC. They've been disbanded because it was a Protestant police force. And they would murder a Catholic if he went in there. Because I've seen it happen already. And there's nothing I can do.
Law and order, that's interesting, right? So, Mossad, you're against law and order in Mossad, you're against the police in Mossad, and then you go to another country. Go on.
It was funny.
Go on.
It did me and Roy Thorne's head in.
Go on.
That we're on the other side. Because these were throwing bricks and petrol bombs and everything at us. And I thought, didn't we used to do this?
No, exactly.
At the police.
No, exactly.
And that's how it went. But we were very fair. Not like some of the soldiers where they've not been on Mossad. They don't know nothing about Mossad. So when you're in a riot...
Oh, of course.
Because me and Roy used to be in the snatch squad.
What does that mean?
When you're facing a riot and all the shields are up here and you've got soldiers in front of you in full riot kit, I'll be stood there with a normal pair of pants on, a pair of pumps, and no shirt at all. So when I'm ready to snatch the ringleader, they'll open up and out will go, and you have a rope attached to you.
So they can pull you back?
Yeah, if they grab you.
Oh my God, man, that's proper dangerous. That's proper dangerous.
But it's all part of things. But the danger, you could get shot dead.
No, exactly.
Sniper at any time.
Wow.
So when I got back to my side, it was chicken feed. Nothing could, anything my side did, which they did a lot when I was a kid, raping and bad rapes, man, you know what I mean, and raping the daughters and fucking all sorts of fucking madness down there, and stabbing. It was nothing compared to Ireland.
No, absolutely. But how long was you in Ireland?
I was in Ireland for 2 years.
2 years, full on 2 years.
Yeah.
That's the most insanest thing I've ever heard, I think. Being sent out to be dragged back from a mauling crowd. That's earning your money.
It's called a snatch squad.
Wow.
But there was other things that we did. Surveillance on the IRA. But me and Roy used to be in a surveillance team because we were aware. So we could go into clubs. We'd have guns, but we could go into clubs and pretend we're Merchant Navy.
Right. Bloody hell, man, I didn't know
God
all of
help you
this.
to find out, man.
Wow.
They killed us straight away.
Wow.
We have been told once to get out, me and Roy. just leave them. I said, we're from Manchester and Merchant Navy. And they said, don't try and fucking film us. What boy, man?
Yeah.
And we just left. And that was in a Protestant place. If you live in a Catholic, you would have shot us dead.
So that gives you a feeling of importance, though, I suppose. Them jobs there, then, give you a feeling of worth, and I don't mean to sound...
Yeah, no, of course it did.
Yeah.
Because we wasn't worth nothing before the army.
Yeah.
We were just two the lads.
Yeah.
In the Reno, bigging it up. It's only when I went there and did other things, and other things with the army, that I thought, Moss Side to me is just a little place.
Yeah.
And then Manchester. And blah, blah, and blah. It's just a little place. There was nothing there for me anymore. There was nothing in the Reno. I've done it all before.
Yeah.
Done it all before from when I was young. Everything that you could think of but making money in Moss Side and the Reno, it's been done. You only can take it so much. I mean, I can remember when I was still in the army at the time, about 19, something like that. And we used to get women, prostitution progressed by then, and you could send them to Bahrain.
Oh, I remember
and
that.
all these places.
With the Arabs,
yeah.
And London
Good
with the
money.
Arabs.
Good money.
Yeah.
Really good money. And if you can work a good team of women, you could make big money. And they were going all over the world, these girls, especially Saudi Arabia.
So, are these women in on this? You're not kind of going on putting you on the game. These women are agreeing to go on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So they want the connections.
That's right.
The protection, the connection, the
That's
names, who to go to.
That's right.
You provide that, they provide...
The 30%. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's how it was.
Yeah.
And that's where the money came from, with the cars and everything else. And even while I was in the army.
You was doing that while
Of
you
course.
was in the army?
Yeah,
Was you, man?
Yeah. Wow. Because it was big money.
Why did you say 30%? What's the other 70%?
That's theirs.
So you get 30%
Mm.
and they get 70%?
Yeah.
So it's just a business, really, isn't it?
That's all. So if she made $1,000 that day, then the £300 is yours. Because you've got her that contact.
Yeah.
Without
How have you
contact,
got them contacts?
Man, I got these contacts because of the business. London,
Yeah.
other guys,
Yeah.
white guys. So the guy who owned the apartments in Bahrain was gay.
Okay.
I knew him well, him. And he said, Milton, I make lots and lots of money on gay lads.
Oh,
Over
do the
there.
same thing.
So I said, do you think you could do that with women? And then we looked at the situation, we thought, blonde women, blue eyes. Big business over there. Big business. The girls used to go over for 6 weeks.
I remember that. I remember them going to London.
I mean, you do lose some.
Yeah, who don't come back.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you and your 30%.
Just imagine that.
Wow.
But you could make a good living. And everybody was happy. The punters, the girls. Because it was a bad thing as well in Moss Side, hustling. It was a dangerous thing. Because I know loads of women who have been beat up and raped by 4 guys. You was only supposed to go back there with that one guy, but we didn't know that there was 3 more waiting.
Oh, okay.
And you're not getting paid jack shit. They're not getting nothing, they're getting beat up and raped.
These are streetwalker girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just pick. God, I remember them. You know, you don't really see them now. They're
No,
just
no,
hanging
no,
about
no.
on
Well,
the
I
street
mean, I do
corner.
believe around Wally Range, and now with the foreign girls coming in, the European girls, they just hit the hustling scene completely bang. They do it cheaper than anybody. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Wow.
Unbelievable that they would have full sex for £15. That kills off your prostitute. Absolutely.
Commerce, man.
They're not getting jack shit, man.
Commerce, man. God, the pimp, squeezed out of his own business.
But that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I did talk to the girls who own saunas and that, and it's Milton, I can't keep them away from the door. These women.
Yeah.
And they're costing the punters, as the punters coming into the saunas, they're stopping them, these girls.
Oh, yeah, 15
and
quid.
taking them around the corner.
So what does someone charge in a sauna then now?
You know, I don't really know, but I should imagine.
Like, what, be 15 quid?
No. You get high society places where it's 30 quid on the door.
Yeah, just to go in.
Just to get in, and they've got bouncers.
Yes, it's a safe environment.
A bit like Holland, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's a business that I've not done for many years, because I made my money when I was 21. The first house that I bought when I was 21, and it cost me £11,500 cash, and it's worth 150. And I have 2 of them. So I look on myself and think, I'm sorted. I've always been sorted.
Yeah.
In the 2 properties, I've always been sorted to. I mean, I don't have any mortgages. I've had no mortgages for years.
Yeah.
If I was to sell them, I'm gone, me.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'll buy a place in Cyprus.
So was you in the army? You was in Ireland for 2 years. But how long was you actually in the army?
I did 4 years with the Queen's Lancashire Regiment, and then I came out for a year when I was 21, and I didn't really know what to do with myself.
Right.
I went down to the riots, little bits like that, and I just didn't know what to do with myself. So I joined the 4th Battalion of the Parachute Regiment, TA.
Yeah.
And I was in there for 2 years. And that gave me like that self-esteem again.
Yeah.
And by that time I've already bought my house, my first house.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the future and thought, that's it. I'm not going to go back down to that street level again.
Yeah.
Or hustling. And I never did. I got my first bit of money when I was 21 and bought my house.
Yeah.
Where you get Steve, what's his name? Steve Moore, all these people, they make their money as well. But they seem to stay up London.
Right.
And all that businesses. But a lot of people did the pimping and didn't have jack shit, and still don't have jack shit today.
Yeah.
I was never like that, me.
I don't know how you can really call. I might just be being soft on it, but I don't know how you can call it pimping if the woman's in agreement. That's a business. To me, pimping is if you make someone go on the game because they love you.
It's pouncing.
Oh, okay. Is that what the difference is?
That's the pounce, yeah. You're pouncing off that woman.
Oh, okay.
You can buy me a car.
Okay.
Buy me that. When the pimp is...
it's more organised.
It's a business. He can have more than one woman. He could have 4 women. He's making big money as long as he can look after that. Them girls, and they make their money. Because you've got to understand, some of these girls that was picked up, not from the streets, from other places, they had no clothes. Who do you think's going to buy the clothes? It's the people going to be buying the clothes making you look nice. So you can make a little 2 shilling to feed your children or whatever.
So, Milton, who approaches who? Say I've come right, we're in Moss Side now. I don't even know where you'd meet me. Where would you meet me?
This club's years and years ago.
Yeah.
The Picador.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith's.
Okay.
Penny Farthing. All these places you would meet. And the Reno. You would meet these, I used to call them unpaid prostitutes.
Oh, girls who were just easy.
Yeah. Yo-yo knickers.
Oh.
And they used to say, well, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to be giving it to this man who's telling you that he loves you shit in your fucking head when he obviously doesn't love you?
Because they're looking for love though, aren't they? They're hoping that person will become their boyfriend.
That's most probably, but they're not going to be their boyfriends. They're going to take all the money, punch all the money and leave you on the street. Simple as that, man. Simple as that.
So how would you begin the conversation?
Well, they would know who I was. I'd know who they are.
Fuck them up.
I wouldn't know. Anybody, I mean, the clubs that we're going into are full of prostitutes.
Oh, okay.
Older than me.
Yeah.
They've been doing this business for a long time.
Yeah.
I could take women to them who don't know nothing about prostitution at all. Just have the slides. And I could just leave them with them and they'd polish them up. And that was it. Even if they lasted a year, still a lot of money.
I don't know what I'm supposed to think, man. I'm kind of
a
bit edgy in myself.
Yeah, but that's how it was in Moss Side.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was what it was. Yeah, it was what it was.
It's not the same. I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
And that's what made me. And that's the only way I could survive.
Yeah.
On money to keep myself afloat.
Yeah.
Not even the army money. Nothing. That get outweighed just like that.
Why did you not get well paid in the army?
You got so. It wasn't worth dying. Oh.
That's a great line. That's true.
I did lose a lot of friends in Ireland. And when I was young as well, Joey Abbott, he got killed when he was 18.
Yeah.
And I was devastated because I asked him to join.
Oh.
It fucking killed me off that.
Oh.
Asked Robert, he didn't like that. And he wouldn't even let me go to his funeral.
Who wouldn't let you go?
The army.
Because you weren't on leave?
I was on active service.
That's just stupidness, isn't it, really? That's just inhumane, isn't it?
But that's how it was.
No, I know. That's so you'll follow orders and shit, innit?
Yeah.
So, how did he die?
They licked him about fucking 10 times in the chest. It wasn't a sniper. It was somebody with a machine gun.
Oh, wow.
From the window. So, you'll notice in Ireland, at night time, if you see a window open at the end of the road, do not go down that road. Because that's what they do. They lift the window up and step back, set up tripods with the machine gun, shoot the shit out of them.
Shoot the shit out of not anybody obviously, but anybody of you.
Any soldier, yeah. And kill you as much as they can in one burst. Because when that burst comes down the street, when the bullets come down hitting the pavements and the walls, because it's giving a lot of firepower, and your colleague drops down, it will take you at least 20 minutes to gather what's gone on and where has it come from.
Milton, are you shitting yourself when it's happening?
I shoot myself every day in Ireland.
Yeah.
Shoot myself every day, because they had a little thing as well in Ireland. Let's kill the nigger.
Oh, fuck. Didn't even think about that. Really? So you're worth extra points.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And when you come out of the barracks or the police station, because we used to guard police station to go on patrol, word would be they're going to get the coloured lad tonight. Yeah. So that was a little bit thing. But I didn't give a fuck then. I just thought, do whatever you're going to do. There's nothing I can stop you if you've got a sniper. Because the IRA had, and the UDA, they had snipers from America. Right. These are professional snipers. And the SAS were after them to shit. Who's SAS? Special Air Service. Okay. They was after these snipers. Yeah. Really after them. Because they killed, I don't know, I think they killed about maybe 10 soldiers in the year.
Who was paying for these then? Because these must be good books, yeah. IRA. Because they would get support, wouldn't they, from it? There was one where, I forgot his name, and he never did get caught by the SAS. He'd shoot from the rafters, and he'd have a little jack, and he'd jack the slate up. Ah, so he really can't be seen. Yeah. And a good old bloke, because he could shoot you from a mile. Wow. He could kill you within a mile. So you have no chance. And he was whacking them off like that. Boy, that's just absolutely crazy to be in that situation. That's why when you came out of the barracks and stuff, you just dodged. That's all your 4-hour patrol was dodging. Dodging bullets for 4 hours? Just dodging. Just dodging to make sure that he couldn't put a fix on you, if he had a fix on you. So your heart must be like that for 4 goddamn hours. You're young. Oh, the lads in my section were all 19-year-olds. We're full of it. We catch bullet in the teeth. And you've watched loads of films. They go on the army, but am I fucking crazy? Yeah. You know what I mean? Thinking back. Wow. But I did my bit. Like I said, lost a good few friends. But there was a lot of guys from my time. There was, you know. Do you know, I was shocked when I was looking at different, like Night Maisie and everything. Was Joey killed in front of you? No. Okay. That was in Belfast, and I was in Londonderry, up near South Armagh, in Bandit country. But while he targeted Joey, he didn't join my regiment. He joined the signals. What does that mean? You know, communication. Oh, okay. We have regiments for these sort of things. But you have to do your time in Ireland, even if maybe just 4 months. And he was on a 4-month tour. And this is what he fancied was
yeah,
the signal to...
Yeah, this is what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He didn't want him to be the infantry soldier like I was, or Roy, or Leon. He wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And the IRA will hit them first because they're not grade 1 soldiers.
So they, also because it's useful to take out communication, isn't it? And really,
no, they wasn't there for that.
Oh,
They would do patrols on the streets to keep the peace. But every area, every IRA brigade know who's on the floor.
Right.
They know what infantry soldier or whoever's on that floor. You see, they did it with the Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
That's how they learned. When they opened fire on these soldiers, you really didn't know it was a parachute regiment. And when they shot at the parachute, they shot back until now. They just went mad. Because that's what they're paid to do. They're the first soldier in the front line. The parachute regiment. Even in the Falklands.
Did you do anything? You two?
No, my brothers did.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I was in the TA, but they didn't immobilise us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the army part of my life. This is one of Mum and Dad, which was talking to me before, which I'm very proud of me.
Go on.
Just coming from my Mum and Dad, dancing and wrestling and boxing.
I know.
It's not the norm in my side.
Yeah.
The mothers was on the street and it's awful, for fuck's sake. But mine was well intact, very, very strong. I don't know what happened to us, why we were like that. I should imagine it was my side. It was my side that made us.
Was your mum and dad highly strung though with each other?
What do you mean highly strong?
Passionate with each other?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
They kiss up all the time.
Would they row though?
Yes.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And like I said before, my dad was very calm. Even though he was a boxer and a wrestler, he was very calm. It was my mum who was the fucking one. He started to do that.
I had one of them.
Did your man just when you was a kid, he just grabbed you by your hair. Come on, grab you by your hair. And so that's how we was. But I was always warned by my mum, once you walk out of that door, it's a different world out there. And we used to sit and talk about black people, white people.
Who's we?
The family and my mum and dad.
Oh, okay.
And this is how we know, and this is where my mum said, you have to stay on your own. Because nobody likes you. Your colour of your skin, nobody likes you.
What was making her say that then?
Because what she had.
Right.
Because of these little brown fucking niggers in the pram. She got the stick, my mum. You know, she really got the stick. My dad couldn't go in any pubs. None of them. For cigarettes. My mum had to go in. And she'd have to run the gauntlet. Because then she'd the one with the nigger.
Okay. Wow.
Now this is before us. Before we were born. So when we're all little, we're listening to my mum that talk.
Okay. What year is this that they're for? Are they together much long before you were born?
Yeah, of course. Right till my mum died.
No, before they have used to.
Well, they met each other when they was 18.
Oh, go on, what year?
What year would that be? I know that they had Wendell when they were 21.
Oh, so they've been together
4 years. 4 years.
That's quite a long time before they have kids them days.
Running around, but because they thought we can't afford. We only live in the rooms.
Yeah.
This is before they weren't money to buy houses.
Yeah.
They lived in rooms. Like everybody else, Mr. Lovelock and them, like, they all lived in rooms.
Yeah, we did, I remember.
Yeah, some of the guys there, they lived in rooms. But when Wendell come along, when he was 21, things changed then. I think that's when my dad thought, we need some stability here. And that's when they bought Blanchard. And they bought that for £400.
Yeah. Right, so where did they meet? So your dad's Jamaican?
Yeah, my dad came over when he was 15. He stowed away on a boat. He got into Plymouth.
Yeah.
He said he was 16 or they sent him back. And then he went to Manchester when he was 16. Must have been hard, man.
No, exactly.
It must have been hard to come from Plymouth to Manchester. How else did you get there
I was just thinking, how has he got to Plymouth? Right, but we understand he's got to Plymouth because that's the ship he's got on. So what's put Manchester in his mind?
I don't know.
And how's he got from Plymouth to
They
Manchester?
must have said it when we were little, because I can remember my mum and dad talking about it. Then he'd come to Manchester. My mum met my dad when she was 18, when she was dancing.
Okay. Which club are they in?
Pardon?
Which club are they in when they're dancing?
My mum was in the Apollo and all these big theatres, my mum.
Oh, of course. Go on.
Because she was dancing.
No, she's not just a dancer. She's a killer girl, man.
I used to show her. She taught us all to tap dance.
Yeah.
So they met each other. My dad's been in my side then 2 years. 2 years. And then he met my mum. She automatically got kicked out. That was end up.
From her family?
Well, it wasn't her mum and dad because they passed away.
Oh, okay.
It was from her older sisters, who are 16 years older than my mum. And it's them who turned around and says, out you go.
Wow.
So they went to live on my side, up Denmark Roadway, living in the rooms like everybody did. I think it's when Wendell come along that they thought, right, because it wasn't definitely my mum and my dad, it wasn't definitely country money. And they bought the house and we all moved in, and they bought 2 more.
Wow, so you got it from your family. They must have been in love, you know.
Of course they was. Oh, it was. I don't know how we turned out to be like we was.
You keep saying that. How was you? What do you mean?
Because there was no loving on the outside. As soon as you walk out that door, there's no loving to anybody. It's a harder. You can't portray love. If you used to, I know guys, even when I was 20 or 19, and they fall in love.
Yeah.
Even in the Reno days, I thought it was comical. They're comical, that was. Because you're not going to be together forever. You're not going to be like my mum and dad. Because I know.
Why?
Just a one night stand and then you're in love. Stop it.
Oh, tell me why? Why? What have you witnessed with your mum and dad that makes that look?
Well, they love each other. They loved each other. When I went into the Reno and the girl said, oh, I love you. Just bullshit. That's not love. My mum and dad I love, but you can't tell me that you love me because you don't even know me.
Right. So well, there has to be a period of time when you get to know each other.
What, a week maybe? I don't know.
Well, when your mum and dad met, right, how long is it before they be living together?
Straight away when they was 18, they must have moved in together.
Because she's been kicked out?
Kicked out. My dad's got a little room.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere, and that was it. So that's togetherness, that's love to me. And I hold up my hands to anybody in them days where, after all the nigger business and all that business, you're still together.
Was they together till they died now?
Yeah.
Oh.
My mum and dad got 50 years. When my mum died, and my dad was dying. He was dying.
Because
he went dead thin, yeah.
He's gone. Because that's his super friend.
That's right. And then he met, because my dad was still doing the gymnasium because he had a gym, 2 gyms in Partington at this point. He just went down. And then he met this lovely woman. Half the family didn't like her. But I thought she was brilliant. Yeah. I thought she was brilliant. Nothing like my mum. My mum would have kicked her ass in, but she was a nice woman and she looked after my dad and she fed him and he put weight on and he was happy.
Yeah.
And I was happy with that. Laura wasn't too happy. She wasn't too happy. She broke all the windows and everything.
Because it's not a mum.
Yeah.
So if your mum and dad loved each other and provided a safe family environment, right, yous was all quite crazy, weren't you?
As soon as you walk out the door.
Yeah. So it's something to do with going on the outside.
It's the street.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk out that door, you become a different person. Yeah. Because them streets are a different place.
Right.
You know, you walk out and you go and walk in the corner, shop or whatever. It's a different thing. It's not like in our house.
Yeah.
These are people who are less fortunate than I was, and they had no family, they had no mum.
Yeah.
Mum was a prostitute, dad was a pimp.
Yeah.
And that's how it was outside. So it's bound to rub off on you. And like I said before, for you to survive, you have to be bad, or you will not survive. Oh,
I'm with you now. So it's like a persona.
You had to do.
You had to manufacture a persona to fit into what's going on around you.
What was going on the street. None of that was happening in the house.
Yeah.
Like some of the guys that I've heard talking.
Yeah.
Bad time, okay.
Yeah.
When I walked into my house, it was pure love.
Oh. So in a mad way, you've become like a
Yeah, psycho.
not a psycho. What is it? Somewhat a not a schizophrenic, with two personalities.
You
What's
have to
the
be
word?
at that
Yeah.
point. And I think that the likes of Jan and Laura got it mixed up.
I get you. I understand what you mean.
They got it mixed up and it stuck with them. Where I just shook it off. Wendell shook it off. Lorraine shook it off. Laura and Jan, no.
You got kind of caught up
They
in
got
the
caught
persona.
Yeah.
And it got mixed up.
Even with their life.
Yeah.
Because when they got married, it affected that because of the way that they was. When I seen Jan chuck a woman over the balcony in Newman.
And hurt her?
Shoot it right through the window. Because I think he was married to her.
Wow. So he flew
She
his
was married
wife.
to her. She was married to an African guy, an old-time African guy. She had 5 kids with him. She was Scotch. And I said, Jan, why would you marry this woman and 5 kids, man? What's up with you? Same as when Jan used to go with Pat, the stripper. She's the one who put him on the tablets.
Right.
Did his head. Completely did his head.
Right.
Mashed his head. Same with Laura. So Moss Side is a bad place. So you look at the Reno. The Reno is in Moss Side. Of course it's going to be mad.
Yeah.
There's all mad people going there.
No, definitely.
But the music, yeah, cool. Without it down. Because we used to go down in the Reno before night time. I think Cooley used to be there, play a bit of tune. You could bring in an LP. You'll see me and Robert with LPs and stuff like that. We used to take him to Cooley because he scratched all this fucking thing.
Yeah.
He's a cunt, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what we used to do. And give it, and he'd play it, that Sugar Billy. It's a top tune. Cooley, you won't be able to buy this anywhere. So could he borrow it off us? Because he played what we wanted.
Yeah.
The club was a half-cast club. Through the day and then at night. So Cooley will play for us. Because we like that music. James Brown, anything else. It's got to be cool because Cooley played it. Best DJ in Manchester.
So these years, what years are these when you're saying it's a half-caste club?
You're talking 1970, 71. When the young lads, when the young half-caste guys come down, and we're talking 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, bang, they took off heavy then. But then a few years, we all used to go down there, summertime, sit outside, smoke weed out the Reno, with the big afros and Angela Davis t-shirts. It's all done. It's our club. That's when we decided the old people will have to go.
How did you get shut of her?
Just masses of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not listening to Engelbert Humperdinck today. You know, we're listening to James Brown, so they have to go.
Oh, that's really interesting. So you colonised the Reno.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Reno then that you went into before you colonised it.
Dead.
Okay. I've not even thought
Old
about it.
fogies thing. Just like the Alec pub.
Ah, the Denmark pub.
Just the same. You come out of the pub, pissed out your head, go down the Reno.
Aha.
Yeah, drunk to fucking hard learning music, and then there was a bit of what's the name, bit of line thing, a big guy guitar or whatever, and that's how the Reno was.
This is 1970, 1971.
Yeah. And then all these artists guys as we're getting older. Our older brothers went in just before us, but we all went in.
Yeah.
And that was it. Then Cooley got a thing at night time. Shooting at night. Come on, man, let's do it. And that's what happened. And I don't care what anybody says. The Reno is an Outcast Guys club. End of.
The definitive sentence.
The end of it. Unless that day was dead and they had more guys there than Outcast Guys, then it's quiet. All my friends were in there. All the Outcast families, quarter cast families, 3/4 cast families were all in the Reno. Before it started kicking off with the girls and...
See, I go in at that time.
That's right, yeah.
I go in 1976 and I just hit the end of what you're talking.
So, I like that place.
Oh, okay. So your first night down the Reno's not long after the police took you.
But all my family was there.
Yeah.
I was in no danger because it was a violent place, especially from the Jamaicans, with the knives to stab anybody, and they wasn't too keen on Arcus either.
Why?
I don't know.
Because they'd be the
Because they're bigger, yeah. As we're growing bigger, the Arcus guys are growing up. The guys are coming from Jamaica, and they've got no family yet. They've got no white girls, so they've got no Arcus kids. So it's my lot what's coming up now. If you listen to the older Arcus guys, they'll say until you lot came up, it was dead because there wasn't enough Arcus guys. It's my generation what came up and made the Reno. It was our club.
Yeah.
There was white people in there, obviously. From our side, there was black people in there. But the majority was Arcus guys. This was long before we let our sisters come in.
Oh, we let our sisters come
because
in.
it was a bad... And they were bad girls anyway.
Yeah.
They were bad girls. All
Yeah.
Arcus girls are bad. Pretty but bad. Pretty but bad. Some are fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like Anne Proudfoot and all these, and Bonnie and Laura. All these are really bad
Mavis
girls.
Burke.
Girls.
Yeah.
They're about 20 of them.
Yeah.
And they had their own little thing in the Reno.
Yeah.
Their
own little
thing.
look.
Yeah, that's my brother over there. Fuck about and all that fuckers.
No, because they had a bit of guy going on in them, didn't they?
Yeah,
You know, they weren't all girly.
No.
By no
There was
means.
and you're right, because there wasn't many girls who were in the dresses and that.
Yeah.
They all had monkey boots and jeans and
Yeah.
afros.
Yeah. No, I remember them thinking,
Yeah.
boy, they look cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and hard as well. It was hard girls. But my side was ours. We were all been born there. You know what I mean? So it was all ours. We've had our fights with the black guys. We didn't have any fights with any white guys. The blacks did, but we never.
Why is that?
I don't know. It was a different thing between the black guys and the white guys in 1969. It was different. The white guys just accepted you. It was the black guys who wasn't too clever about that, about Arcus coming up so fast. Because by the time other Arcus guys came from North Manchester, especially from North Manchester, and maybe from Wythenshawe, a few, but it just doubled us, completely doubled. And then when guys from Liverpool would come down and Birmingham, it just went massive. Absolutely.
Are you talking about the Reno now or Moss Side?
The Reno. Because Arcus guys wouldn't, from out of town, wouldn't go in Shabeens. They wanted the Reno because of the soul and the American of it all. Because it was Little Harlem, the Reno.
Yeah, it was.
It was the John Shops and everything. And the Foxy Browns.
Yeah.
That's what it was for them 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And then we all got a bit older.
Yeah.
And another style took over and it went downhill. It went downhill when Cooler walked out. That's the last time. When I seen Cooler walk out with his cases.
Why did Cooley walk out?
He does an argument on that with Phil.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was about money. I have heard that Cooley didn't take any money. I don't believe that. He would have been paid. He would have been paid. Especially when he took off. When it was his only tunes what was played in the Reno. Couldn't hear him anywhere else. And most of our people love music. With Motown, didn't we? We had all these things. But Cooley sort of changed it a little bit. He just changed it a little bit where it was cool. But you could dance to it.
Yeah.
It was cool. Oh, you Willie Hutchie, Bobby Womack. All these people. He's the one who brought them out. Cooley.
So where's Persian in this for you? Because you not mentioned Persian.
Persian used to be a reggae DJ.
Okay.
And I think it would have been in the Edinburgh at some point. I can't remember Persian coming into the Reno the amount of most. Because don't forget, I'm there before the Reno started at night. So Persian wasn't there. And there was not really a DJ. And that's where you see Cooley through the day.
Right.
Because he was just up and like, play tune, man. Let's play tune in the Reno, man. Oh, no. So it was that Motown thing and Mr. Big Stuff.
Yeah.
And all these sort of tunes through the day. And then I think Phil asked him, do you want to do the night? and he did the night, and he just brought Manchester down. Not only coolly on his own, without the Africa guys and the people who went in the Reno, there'd be no Reno, regardless of what tune that you play.
Yeah.
So it had to fit in. And I think Cooley just played Total as it was, with the films coming out.
Yeah, Superfly, yeah.
I can remember coming down the road and all you could hear Superfly. As you're walking down Pretty Road coming from the Reno. And you
forgot about that. Music used to play in the street.
On the top of the thing, on the top of the... When you go down, there's a big massive speaker.
Yeah.
You've got all these Arcus guys at the top.
Yeah.
Before Jinx.
Yeah.
All stood there, but you could walk down, man, and you could hear tunes licking out, even to the day. You would hear John Sharp.
Yeah.
All that you would do. So when it's sunny like this, you could go outside the Reno, as you say, did. All these Arcus boys, Bunny Chang, we will all be outside, Manny Buckle, when it was bush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a Abercrombie twist. Smoke, man. Smoke with the girls, and we're all Arcus.
Wow.
That's how we know. That's how I know about the Reno.
Yeah.
I am not a passerby of the Reno. The Reno's always been there for me. And I have watched guys come in and go. Those, and they're all Arcus guys. Michael Rowell, the Rowells,
yeah.
the two brothers,
yeah.
the Rowells from Liverpool.
Yeah.
They're all outside the Reno.
Man, that must have been amazing.
About 50 of us. And do you remember that time when you mentioned about Shines Cafe? You was going down Alec Road. You got Shines Cafe, which is facing the Woolworths.
Oh yeah.
What's the name Dad used
What's
to...
What's that weird noise?
Sorry about that. I think that's what it's called. Area.
Oh, go on.
So, everything.
Shines Cafe.
Shines Cafe. This is where the Liverpool guys come to run the shit out of the black guys on the pavement. Now, but Arcus guys went in there as well.
Yeah.
And I think it was to show us, because they did drag on the pavement and edit straight through us, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Pushing in, trying to get in the fucking man of the car was coming. So I thought, fuck it, and I just went forward. And it went boom, skidded around. Then there was another car. Then they got out of the cars and threw buckles. It was well organised, you know.
And what was it about?
Threw buckles. This is the time when they came, the week after the Reno, when they came to the Cribbins.
Oh.
Then we used to go down. Me, Mike Mays, 20 Arcus guys from my side was invited to go to Proctor, Parliament Street, and it blew me away. Because I've never seen many Arcus guys.
Yeah.
Older than my dad.
Yeah.
Cool
I remember
shit,
that the first time I went to Liverpool.
Cool to shit. I really loved it. But they had no music.
Right.
I don't know. They didn't have that click either. But they would stand on the street corner smoking spliffs in front of the place. Right, cheeky bastards, man.
Yeah.
But then they started to come down to the Reno. Good times, man. Really good times. As an Arcus club. I know there'll be people saying it wasn't this and it wasn't that when I went in there. Unless you went in there from 1971 to all 76, 77, 78, 79 even. You don't know jack shit about the Reno. They really don't know. They're passerbys.
Yeah.
But you can always tell the guys who are from Moss side. The Arcus guys, even white guys with tricky.
Yeah.
Simpson.
Yeah.
All these are Moss side guys.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Arcus guys who are born and bred down there. All the Thorns, all the Wisps, all the Bullers even. We're all one family. And that's how we was.
No, definitely. I feel part of that family. I definitely
you would do because you're Arcus.
Yeah.
But that's what we demanded, I think.
Yeah.
It was our place. And if fighting going on there, it would be usually between Arcus. It would never be a white guy against an Arcus guy or a black guy against an Arcus guy. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, because someone would stick up and stop it, wouldn't they? They would separate
I
it.
don't know about stopping it.
Yeah.
Maybe giving a few licks here to check out the other person, I don't know. But
no, it wouldn't happen.
Very close.
Yeah.
Very close. I think we had to be close because we didn't trust anybody else.
What do you mean by that?
We didn't trust anybody else because we're all into fingers into different things. there was no African guys grassing. It wasn't looked upon at all. It didn't even cross our mind that you would be an informer. It would be from outside. So you keep your mouth shut. Unless it's within our thing. And it was always the same. Serious when it comes down to business. When it comes down to money, you'll notice the guys, it's a serious thing. Graham Moore, Steve Moore, all these, when we're all down the side and we've already either made money or gonna make money, it would be between us. Even if it was robbery. We knew that robbery was going to happen tomorrow because of what certain guys would say.
No, you wouldn't say anything.
You wouldn't
Whatever
say
you knew or didn't know.
Yeah. It was a need to know
between us.
Yeah, it's alright gossip between
Yeah, no, yeah, that was it.
But nobody else.
Yeah.
Because we would never what's name on ourselves. But as time got on, that proved to be wrong, different. Because whilst we were doing jail, and then I heard through the grapevine it was because of such and such a body. And we are talking of shining people, grassing on shines.
Tell us what a shine is, because everybody won't know.
All right.
Go on.
A shine is an Afghan word. It's a word for Afghan people in Liverpool.
Okay.
They're the ones who brought it to my side. The word shine. I should imagine it's because you shined.
I don't know.
I don't know why they said it.
Yeah.
But everybody in Proctor used to use the word shine. And you are talking about an Afghan person. And so it rubbed off on the Afghan people in Mossad and the Reno. So we started calling each other shines, but it just fell back to Afghan.
Yeah.
We was more comfortable with Afghan, and we knew what we was talking about when it was two Afghan guys who did it. The word mixed race, I don't like the word because we are a race.
Yeah.
Afghan people are race. We have our race. We don't have any country. That's all. We don't have any country, but we are a race. So when you heard of mixed races, that means are we not a race then? Because you're coming from two races here, aren't you? Black and white.
Yeah.
So we're not a race. And I don't like the word. And to me, it's a John Bull word saying mixed race.
It is to me too.
It's a John Bull.
It is to me too, absolutely. It's something that's been made up to go, oh, it's all right now.
Yeah,
and let's be PC.
Right.
It doesn't to me.
I mean, Chinese race, black race. When you say it was a mixed race guy, what do you mean? If I was a copper, I'd just think, what do you mean? In what races are we talking?
No, to me, half-caste is really specific.
It's just a black and white bang bang, that's it.
And it's specific to our era as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And
to our time.
It's the early 70s.
Yeah.
When half-caste, even in Liverpool, Birmingham, London, everybody knew what you were talking about. If the police were looking for somebody, if they would say, yeah, we're looking for this person, it's the half-caste guy.
Yeah.
We know it's a directly black and white.
Yeah. And it was really cool and beautiful to be us.
It was nice, man.
At that time,
I wouldn't want anything else
to
be outcast. And I'm not a racist person, not now. When I was a young lad, 90% of the outcast lads were racist against both colours.
Oh, okay. Politically racist. Yeah. They talk about it. But that's strange because your mum and your dad talk to be one or the other.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I should use the word racist.
Yeah, go on.
Because we can't be that. It's just that don't trust them.
They're not us.
That's right. They can never be us. They can always be outcasts. If you used to kill all the black people off and all the white people off, you'll always have outcasts.
Paul said that.
Because they produce.
Yeah.
They always produce. And so when they're died off, we produce ourselves.
Yeah, there's something about us that we know about each other, innit? And we don't even have to talk about it.
Be it African or Jamaican.
Yeah. Because
they're the main ones. I don't see many of Trinidadians out there.
There are some, I know.
Yeah, and not Montego Bay, but the Caribbean itself, Barbados. I didn't see many Bajan guys in my side when I was a young lad.
No, I didn't really either.
I don't think I know any Afghans. I might know one or two Afghans guys who were from Barbados.
Yeah, I know a couple.
But it was all Jamaican. in the 70s, and then coming to England, it was just a clash. But they had music together, ska.
Yeah.
And that brought the white guys, you know, which was great. You know, the Jamaican guy took over the white guy with the skinhead, the big hobnail boot, the racist, so-called, and changed him into the mod.
Yeah.
And he would have his scooter and he'd be listening to reggae music and doing the ska. It's funny. Really, really funny.
Tell us your best story in the Reno. Your best event that you've ever seen in the Reno.
Bad or good?
Either. Well, you know our sense of humour, it's probably the same.
The best thing happened to me or anyone
whatever
else.
you've witnessed, whatever you felt, whatever you've done.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
The little old lady, do you remember?
Oh, go on, tell us.
Okay. I know a lot of guys should remember this. Old heads. The little old lady. Don't know her name, Linda. I don't know her name. I've known her for years. She's well passed away. And she used to come from the Alec pub in the Reno. And she had a little bag like this.
Oh.
She danced like that. Thought she was pretty as shit. I bet she was in her own head. And the strippers would come on with the snake and the little floozy things and all that.
And the baby oil.
You know,
yeah.
And when they'd gone, she'd get up then.
Oh.
And then she'd be dancing like, which is great. Which is great. It's when she started to take her clothes off. Because the bag would go on the floor in there. You know what I mean? And then this fucking put the button to take the thing off. By that time, we were all jumped up with the goats. Stop it, look, because it's like me, man. You know what I mean? There must have been something wrong with it. But she did it every single day.
Every single time the stripper been on, it was now hers.
Every time we went in, and as soon as I seen the stripper on, I've been looking for her, and she'd be there. She's waiting for her to go on.
Oh.
But
how old was she?
She must have been in her 70s then.
Then?
Yeah. She'd be well gone now. But she loved it. Everybody knew this woman. Everybody knew her from the pubs. She didn't have any man. She might have done years ago.
Yeah.
She was pure Moss Sider.
Yeah.
I bet you her pants up when she was born in Moss Sider, or she wouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
But she was game for anything. She knew we didn't come dancing with you.
Oh.
You're dancing on the floor, trying to look cool. He's poking over the floor.
Messing you up.
Messing up. What sort of... And then all your mates would be laughing.
Oh.
Because you wanted to hold your hand.
Oh. And that put you in the right footing, wouldn't it? Because you'd want to be kind.
You don't want to be listening, fuck her. You don't want to be doing that. It's like, come on, though. Let's take you back to your magazine. Take you back to the thing. Sit her down. Fuck's sake, man.
But you know what, Milton? In the Reno, that would have been a real moment of despair for you, though.
But it was normal.
Yeah.
Everything was normal.
Yeah.
I've seen strippers get beat up.
Yeah.
And they stripped.
Why? Who's beat them up?
Their guys come in.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is the guy who she works for, but she's got an agent. Because they had agents.
Yeah.
And these guys are not putting up with that shit. Just come in and just slap, and tits and everything flying all over the place.
Slap her for what? She's doing a
she
job.
Knows it, I don't know. Got something to do with money.
So she might be doing one on the side.
Man, you have done 4 jobs. You say, but you've done 8.
Oh, okay.
And it's £30 a lick. Not only in Reno, pubs as well.
Yeah.
A bit of town. She's been ripping him off. So he beat her up, hasn't he?
Fucking hell. This is a great scene though, isn't it? Yeah, can you imagine that? Yeah.
Baddest thing I've seen in Reno, everything was normal to me. The stabbing, the beating, the thieving, the dipping, the pouncing, the pimping is normal to me in the Reno. Outside the Reno, around the side, the little entry, remember?
Yeah.
That's a nail.
Yeah.
I've seen I might stab the fuck out of this guy there. I've seen a few guys stab to fuck out there. Remember Barrington?
Yeah.
I've seen Barrington stab people there. My dad said to me about Barrington. Barrington's a murderer. He said to me, I said, well, how was that, Dad? And he said, because he got done for murder in Jamaica. Twice.
Oh.
So you know he's a guy, and he was our mate, Mike's best mate. And I do believe he's doing a heavy duty stretch of axe in bed, man in bed with his woman. Do you remember Tallboy?
Yeah.
Do you remember Yankee Bill?
Yeah, of course.
These are all bad people.
Yeah.
These are all bad people. We used to rock them, man. Because I had to go to him and say, can I have a half-a-crown twist of a smoke? So we have to go back in the entry, down the middle entry, pull
to
out
get
a little
his
stone,
stuff, yeah.
and take his stuff. But by that time, I'd run round and hid like that, and I watched him
yeah.
take up that brick. And I would take all the lead. Fucking murder, man. When he found out, same with Dougie Fawn when I fixed his car. It was a MG Sports. He left outside Shines. And I walked past and I thought, I like that. Got no roof on. I had a big bunch of keys, man. Boom, boom, off we go. It was only 2 days later that Dougie's looking for you now. I thought, I think I would be car at your team. No way. Fucking no way, man. I had to stay away for a week. You know what I mean? So Jan and Wendell sorted it out.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a car.
Well, where's he got it from?
Exactly.
No, exactly.
Exactly. Dougie's a bit older.
Yeah.
He had his fingers in everything. I can remember Dougie in Chino, and I was going to do some bad thing to somebody. I don't want to mention names because he's still about.
Yeah.
And he'd come heavy on top and all that shit. And he's going to get this guy, and Dougie said, why don't you just shoot him? We had things then, me and Roy.
Yeah.
What we brought from Ireland. It was at that point, that night, it was happening that night. So I went to Dougie's, got this thing, come back. It didn't have any bullets. It was no fucking good to me, that. So I goes back into Banjos, did my business, come out of there. And from that time, it changed for me. My side changed because I had about 8 guys there looking for me.
Oh, okay.
These are artist boys, bigger artist guys. Because I did my business in there. So I just thought to myself, can I be doing this, man?
Yeah.
Not at 21.
Yeah.
Can I be doing this? Fucking about. And I wasn't in the wrong. He tried to cut my face first. So I wasn't in the wrong for what I did. It's just that, you know, bring all this family involved. And I thought, nah, okay. So, bought the house.
And moved out.
From that time, that was it. I did pop down in the riots. You have to do. Come on, man. There's loads of jewellery shops. There's loads of them, and maybe a good 2 shilling. The same as the blackouts. Do you remember the blackouts?
In 73.
Was it 73?
Yeah.
Man, Ross some places nearly As soon as the light went, all you could do along Alec Road was boom, 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 boom. Yeah. All the windows going through. Almost everything was going through. Because we're poor.
Yeah.
We're poor.
Yeah.
Even the white guys were bombing it. Everything was getting smashed. So, and we've had our dealings with the police before, riots with the police before this one in 1980, wherever 81, 82, whatever it was. We've already had our riots with the police from Sloane Street. The police would just come down in Black Mariah's because there's a gang of you, about 50 of you, and you're troublemakers. So we try and move you on. It's not happening with these fucking big skinheads with dumbbell boots. It's not happening. So that's when they came with the Black Mariah's and the dogs.
This is like 1969, isn't it?
1970. They just let the dog go.
Yeah.
And you fucking just do. So we have this thing about the police. Not like that, they get old and beat the fuck out of you. For nothing. Women as well. Because I've been in the underground market.
Yeah.
Me and our Laura was in the underground market, was only young, still at school. And this guy grabbed Laura, security guy, saying that Laura had pinched this and pinched that. I'm sorry, no, she'd fucking never. So I'm in one room, Laura was in the next room and had a glass up. You couldn't see it was frosted. I could hear my sister screaming, man.
Oh.
And I could just about see those older man and twisting around.
Oh.
And Laura was just kicked off to shit, man. And then I thought, I hate authority, man. There's no need to do that to my sister. No need.
Oh.
And it carried on from that as well, because when I went to see Laura in jail, she was drugged up, man. I mean, proper drugged up. I tried to talk to my sister, Laura, and you know, you at the bench, and she just staring right through me. So
she went to jail from that incident?
No, she went to jail through cutting another actor's guy. Just cut his face one time. Cut his face. She was married to him. Steve something. He used to go to my school. And then she stabbed up Harry. You know what I mean? She was very quick. In fact, all my family were knife. Except Lorraine. But I go in Reno, I would have a knife. Everybody had a knife. I should imagine so. You have an argument with somebody and he pulls a knife, you fucking better have a knife with you. Because he's going to juke it. So everybody carried it.
It was a really strange time, wasn't it, Milton?
It was great. You would never get them back again.
Yeah.
Never, ever.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I was a part of it, and I'm glad that I made it. But there's a lot of never. That drug, crack and roll that heroin, it killed my son. And I believe that it was put there.
So I've heard.
Yeah, put by them to crowd you, not so much crowd, but just kill you off. Cull you.
Culling.
Yeah, culling. Because after a while, you'll be nobody. You'll be fucking cracked up heroin to fucking nobody. And that's the only way they could beat you, because we're so strong. So I went away, did my business, seeing the world, come back and see all my friends in a serious state of affairs.
Yeah.
On the red and the drugs.
Yeah.
Really. It's, I don't think I would have ever touched it.
Why is that?
Too strong. I liked other things. I like women. I like dancing. I like all this. I like adventure. I don't want to sit down on a chair sticking things in my fucking hand, man. What was something me out? How can you dance? How can you associate with somebody? Why the fuck did you take it? I don't understand why they took it. I remember you mentioned something about going downstairs and then you saw Tommy upstairs and you turned around and went upstairs to talk with Tommy. I don't even think that you would have got yourself involved.
I don't know, you know, with the right boyfriend, you know what I mean? You know, it being around me.
Why would you want to toot something what will just put you in a thing where...
But do you know what, Milton? You know everything you've just said? We're lucky to have survived it. Maybe to other people, secretly, it was all a bit too much. Do you know what I mean? And it could be good to be zonked out. Because anything you're saying to someone that doesn't come from my side, really, I suppose they're kind of... Whoever's listening to this who don't come from our environment, I suppose to them everything we're saying is horrific. Do you know, knife fights, starving. We was laughing outside about we always felt a bit hungry. Do you know, and the things that was normal to us.
You've got to be there. You had to. I know that you went in 1976, but you was there before that.
Yeah.
You had to be. Because if you talk out there, not in the Reno, but in my side.
Yeah, and in our own other gangs
and
things.
It's your environment, which is not far away from the main hustle and bustle of Moss Side. You're still Moss Siders. You know what I mean? You're still there. Your family's involved. Everybody knows. Because when I first saw you, very first time I saw you was on a photograph with Tommy. And your daughter, what a beautiful girl. Yeah. And I was looking, I thought, I know her.
Yeah.
And I thought, how come Tommy's with her? Because I've been away for a while.
Yeah.
And I thought, but I do know her. I do know the face.
Yeah.
And it's that era that we've seen each other. And hundreds more seen us. Do you remember Mandy Campbell? A black guy called Mandy Campbell.
I know.
A lot of people know him. Yeah, I know Mandy. He's gone to live in Spain now, called Villa. He was another, and he's a black guy. He was an English guy. He was born here, I think he was an English guy. He was a robber and smoker, and that's how it was. But there was more actors who were doing it than anybody. Even the blacking, even all the blacking and all that was all done by certain people, certain actors, guys. And we'd all meet up in the Reno. That's why the police used to come down or wait outside till you all come out. When you come out, they just snatch you. Do you know what I mean?
Like a set of fools, yeah.
Yeah, it was a stupid thing. Yeah. I just got the side door.
No, but if you were, but here's another side to that though, because there would be no point in the blagging or the pimping or the whatever if you weren't going to show your face in the Reno. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, waste of time doing the rest of the things.
Because everybody used to come in cool.
Yeah, because you had to see you.
I made a grand.
Yeah.
I was in my car.
Yeah, have my shoes and me, or whatever it was.
Whatever
you were
it was.
off. Yeah.
Even woman on your hand.
Yeah.
You had to show her off.
Yeah, so yeah.
I'm a Reno guy, and this is what I'm come to show you. Now
This is my Hollywood, really.
Yeah.
Like Jane said on hers, it was like Hollywood, really, isn't it?
But it can be smashed just like that.
Yeah.
You could go down there and think you're happy as shit and everything, and all of a sudden you see your woman getting banged in the toilet.
And it's like, now you're fucking absolute shit now, aren't you? Yeah. Your woman's just shit on you.
You're looking for the knife, isn't it?
No, but you can never come back from that. You know, if it was your mate shagging your woman, man, you could knife him as much as you liked. It would be over.
Friendship kills.
No, but you'd be in pure shame for so many days, weeks, whatever.
Man, whatever, you can't go to Reno again.
Yeah. No, you'd have to come up with a whole different new
persona. You'd have to go there fighting.
Fighting?
Push him and think, yeah, see?
Or come back as a buddy smunk. Come back, you'd have to reinvent yourself, wouldn't you, to get over what's just happened and everyone's just witnessed.
Just fucking hang yourself, man.
There's that choice as well.
Really, what it would be is that you'd go in, you'd mash, you'd fight, the first thing you do is get hold of her, mash her up, and then it would be in for the disrespectful.
Yeah, no, exactly.
What a disrespectful thing to do.
Yeah, no, exactly.
To drop your pants, you should know better. She's a
slap
up.
Yeah.
I can handle that, but you're supposed to be my friend.
Yeah.
All that. A lot of that happened.
Yeah, no.
Remember that time when you asked me about Brian Evans? When I was laughing, he'd been on your thing, right?
Yeah.
And I said, I know something that he'll go fucking mad now, bro.
Oh, don't say it then if it's going to upset him.
No, it's funny, man.
Yeah.
He knows it's funny, because we laughed about it years to come. We go to Mr. Smith's in town.
Yeah.
And we go in, Brian goes to the toilet, Brian comes out all bloodied. Some white guys come out, I think it was Irish guys. So the African guy on the door, I can't remember his name, big African guy like Johnny Toto, he knows my dad, he kicks him out. How do you get to these Irish lads? How do you get, but the other bouncer threw Brian out as well, with them.
To get battered out.
Again, twice.
Oh no.
So me, Michael Rowell, Robert, chased these two down the street, and me and Mike Cole clipped in his feet. He went smash all his face. Michael dragged him round the corner from Mr. Smith and started to rob him. Fucking hell, man. Next minute, there was loads of police, a whole heap of police. Because a coach had gone past and with police officers. There was fucking loads. So I run back to
that moment.
Yeah, I run back to Mr. Smith because I had all blood on my pants.
Yeah.
And my coat. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to get away. So I see these two girls walking away. So I linked them. And I said, can I walk with you, love? You know what I mean? And she said, yeah, a little bit drink. And then I saw Brian. He didn't run past me. He just run there. About 4 coppers chasing me. And he jumped over this wall. And then all it was, badoosh.
Oh, not into water.
In the canal. Yeah, through the You're dumped in the canal. The coppers are laughing. Don't be good swim. And Brian always
I can imagine Brian though. I can imagine.
He got 3.5 years ago.
Did he?
Yeah, Mike got 3.5, Robert got 3. I was the one who got away.
What did they get 3.5 years for? A fight? Mugging.
Because me and Mike was in the pocket.
Yeah, because you couldn't miss an opportunity of not.
No, we've already battered him unconscious, man. We've got money in his pocket.
Right.
So when you start going in the pocket,
that's it. Different ball game.
Yeah. And you all got 3.5. And I thought, looks like I've got the Reno to myself then.
I can imagine Brian though jumping into the water.
Yeah, because it would be like a 12-foot drop.
And imagine the terror in his heart as
he's
dropping.
Oh no. Please told me, don't tell anybody.
Well, everybody knows how Brian's sorry. I tried to stop him.
Brian is a top artist guy as well.
Yeah.
He's a top guy. A Mossad guy as well. There's loads that I could sit and at Robert's funeral, there was a few guys there, old heads, and white guys as well, old heads.
Yeah.
And we had a good chinwag. I've not talked with some of these boys for 40 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Brian was there, and he said, "Don't mention it."
And now the whole world knows.
I won't. But Michael Rowe knew because he was sat next to him, and everybody knew. You know what I mean, Brian? Like, you did jump in the canal. You should have checked the fucking water before you jumped over, man.
Had a quick look, a quick
it wouldn't have made no difference.
No, he still would have had to go.
Flight.
Yeah, he still would have had to go.
The coppers are behind it.
Yeah. Right, we've been going for an hour and a half. What were we saying before we cut off?
The last time, I've heard you say about the last time.
Go on then, tell me your last time.
The last time in the Reno was maybe 1980, and it was just a passing through.
Okay.
And I didn't like it then, and I didn't like it 2 years before, and because most of the kids were growing up then. You know, I mean, I thought I can't be doing all this shit. But it wasn't the same anymore. The coolness was gone. There was no coolness in the Reno anymore. There was no identity.
Oh, okay.
It was anybody's club. Anybody's club. And it never used to be like that.
Yeah.
It was just our club.
Yeah.
And that was it. A lot of people might think, no, it wasn't. And I'll just say to them, well, I won't swear, but I'll just think, well, if you were there in 71 and you're saying that now,
yeah,
and you're not outcast, a bit of a fibber. A bit of a fibber. And that's it. You have to be from outside to be in the Reno in 71.
But then all the lads started to come in though, didn't they?
From within a year.
Salford.
They all come in then.
Yeah.
Within short, it got to the part where I know a club that plays top music, and there's a load of brothers in there. And that's what it was, and I'm so proud to have been part of that. Nothing can take that away from me. It will always be there. It's part of my life, from being young, because I was born and bred in Mossad. See, when people go on about Mossad or the Reno, jack shit, man. I know the Nile, I know the Western, I know the Edinburgh, I know all the cafes, because that's where I played. That's where I played. Or me and Bunny Chang, he's another mad Arcus guy. He should have come on today.
Yeah.
Because he was crazy.
Yeah.
But we was all crazy.
No, we was definitely crazy.
Even the girls.
No, we was crazy. We was crazy.
Especially when we got together.
Yeah.
And where did we get together? In the Reno.
No, we did.
And we all got there. Everybody. The girls and everything followed after. But there was where Mum and Dad used to go. Even if your Mum and Dad never went, you could walk in the Reno and you have a sense of, I don't know.
I do know what you mean. You can't put it into words.
No, it's very hard to. It was like walking into your house, because a lot of Arcus guys and that used to come into my mum's house. You know, not Mrs. Bullock, maybe Mrs. Prowse, but all the other Arcus guys, Maureen's, all these people used to come into my mum's house. They'd just walk through and tap me on the head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these are pure Arcus kids. So walking in the Reno was just like walking in the house.
Yeah.
Not a smoke and a drink.
You're right, you know.
Never fight against each other. In the early days. It was only in the late 70s, 78, 79, that was fighting to each other. And I really don't understand why. Woman, why are you fighting over? Just get rid of her. Just get rid of her. If it's over money, just sort it out. But there was none of that in my time. Of fighting over an object. The Arcus thing was too cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't cool. And you know, got a few African guys, and it was very hurtful for me. It was done on the spur of the moment because they came up to me with knife, and I retaliated. But after Linda, it hurt me. It hurt me that what I did, and then I think, should I have done it? And I thought, yeah, because he had a blade.
You had to protect yourself.
He had a blade, and he would have done the same thing to me. So, but it did hurt me. It really did. I could name about 3, 4, and I thought, nah, I shouldn't have done that. But this is the Wild West. It was the Wild West, and I'm not letting you come and judge me, man. You know, no matter what.
And we was just sort of making our name, looking for our identity, trying to fit in. There was
you only could do that in the Reno. You could only do that in the Reno.
Because I remember my dress sense changing when I went in the Reno as well.
Even your head.
Yeah.
The way you think.
The way I thought politically, the way I thought spiritually, the way I began to dress, the way I dropped dressing girly foot. Do you know, like different things, loads of different things started to happen.
It's funny about the Reno, it only happened in the Reno. Style.
Yeah.
Changed it fast.
Yeah.
It really changed. I can remember when you used to have the people going about long coats, black coats, fine. Does anybody remember the long jean coats with the fur?
Oh, I remember them, but I'm not in the Reno yet when that's out. But I do remember them clothes.
I don't know why I wore that. Because I think, and you fucking that was terrible. Without the afro, it looked wrong.
Yeah.
So guys who had fuck up afro, I shouldn't say this. One of your people said it on there. I think it was the Aquas girl before.
Susie.
Yeah.
About the bad hair. Yeah.
And it's true because he was an African afro.
Oh yeah.
And he was a Angela Davis afro.
Yeah.
Usually all African guys, a bit of a fringe. There's someone just know.
Someone's just wrong,
I don't know what happened. I just thought, what the fuck's that box?
So do you reckon your jeans coat was the worst thing you'd wore?
It was cool
at that time.
But afterwards I thought, man, stop it. It's like wearing a budgie coat. It wasn't cool. It was not, but it was.
No, but at the time it was cool.
It was cool, yeah. Now, I might have a picture somewhere. Maybe Robert had it. I'll ask his children when we used to wear them.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd put it on because with all that.
But it was cool. Yeah, no, it was cool at the day.
Cool. The long leather coat and the jacket and the suits. The main thing was the suits to look cool because everybody wore them.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but some guys that wear Wrangler jeans and shit like that.
That's what I most remember is like Levi's.
Yeah, it was cool, but when you went into town, because we're getting a bit older now.
Yeah.
When you go into town, you got to look at the palm and you got a shirt, tie on, or you're going to get jack shit.
Yeah.
When it comes to this.
Right.
You're going to get nothing because you're on there. You're on the scene to make 2 shilling, and if your game is hustling, you've got to look all right. With the fishing rod to reel them in. I wasn't a robber. I mean, I robbed gas meters and lead and shit like that, but I would never break into somebody's house. I wouldn't do that. Neither would Jan or Mike. It will always be businesses, and most of the African guys in the Reno, thieves. Did that, they would rob big places and Dougie's-Arm and Philip, they'd fuck off to Holland, Amsterdam, and they'd do some heavy duty robberies and come back.
When did you trip, Milton? Did you used to take acid?
The fuck?
No, was you
man, you wouldn't see, what's up with you, man? You would never, ever in a million years see me do that. Never. My brothers, and other people. Yeah. And I've heard people going on about, when I was acid. There's the weakness. Yeah. I believe that's a weakness if you have to do that.
Do you?
Yeah. Any drug. Other than smoke, it's a Jamaican thing, it's a herb. But when you start taking man-made drugs, tablets, or acid dabs, or whatever rascal like that you want to talk about, it's a sign of weakness to me.
What's the last, because you're going to get the last word now.
Okay,
what's the last word you want to, the defining moment at the end, because like I said, this is the last ever.
My word about the Reno Club.
Go on.
It was the best club in all the world to me.
Oh.
It was a place where people went to identify themselves.
Yeah.
It was the only club like that. But mixed with the violence, the music, the girls, the strippers, everything that you could think about in Harlem, New York, was in that club.
In that tiny space.
Everything. Guys dressed up as women, women dressed as man.
No, it's
I have seen women in the Reno, blacked out face, pure boot polish face.
Why?
Afro wig.
Oh, I know the night. I heard about this.
Man, they love me because I like
it. It was two guys, wasn't it? It was two guys. Yeah, I know about this night. Yeah.
Man, they was in all the time. Yeah. And it happened.
Yeah.
But I've been in the toilet and having a piss next to a Rasta man, and he was talking to me, and all of a sudden I hear his fucking police radio.
Right. He blew his undercover there a bit, didn't he?
But that's when I thought, man, you come in all sizes and shapes.
Yeah.
Never knew that. You're not all white, stuck up fuckers. Yeah. Here you are, Rasta Joe.
Yeah.
The old Bill. Oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
But the Reno can't be anywhere at all. And I'm so proud to be from my side.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to have been in the Reno with my family, with other families. I'm part of that era. It will never, ever, ever happen again. You'll never get that feeling again.
Yeah.
No outcast person will get that feeling again.
Yeah.
Too many mixed faces.
Right, Reno's off on that note, man. Thank you, Milton. Thank you for all your support in the project as well, and finding names and pictures and photos.
It's a big thing, Linda. It's a big thing that you're doing, and a beautiful thing as well. That we forgot about the Reno, we forgot about the days in Mossad, we forgot about everything.
And ourselves, we forgot about ourselves.
Yeah, it's our identity. I mean, I always knew mine, but the other people who were part of my life was gone. And some of them have passed away, God bless them. But you brought it out where we could have a little look back into history. You know what I mean? Just think, yeah, I know where I'm from now.
I tell you what, Milton, I couldn't have done it without you. You've been
there
great.
There's Phil Collins.
Oh, I'm Phil. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah,
there's other people, but I'm just thanking you, and for also saying that I could make use of the Reno website, Facebook page.
Of course.
And all that, and everything that you said and helped. And of course, Phil. Sorry, Phil.
it would have been all yours anyway. If you were doing something, and even if you wasn't digging that up and you wanted to find out who was doing who was that, and you asked us this, it would just be automatically yes. After school, yes.
Yeah.
Regardless of what church is asking for. And the memorial wall, that's good.
Yeah, actually, it's a strange thing to say, but I love the memorial wall.
I look at it sometimes and I think, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where's it all gone? This is where you've all gone. And then just put these pictures on with other people out, but you organise them and think, this is where they are.
Yeah. Because
we've always thought, what's happened to Johnny De Silva? I didn't even know he passed away.
Yeah.
And other people, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But now I do know.
Yeah.
I look on the wall and I think, right, okay.
And I always try to find a picture of him smiling. Because I like,
Yeah, happiness.
Yeah, happiness, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't, when does this thing finish now? I mean, I know this is finished.
Well,
no more.
Should we turn, right, the excavation is the 12th to the 30th of June.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 3 weeks. And it's the people who've done memoirs who are actually going to do the excavation as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and then on the 30th of June, we're going to, when it's been excavated, we're going to transform it into an art installation. So for 30 minutes, from 7 o'clock on the 1st of July, from 7 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll be able to go in the Reno again for 30 minutes. And I don't want to tell you too much about how it will look. Do you know what I mean?
To do what?
To go and party in the Reno.
Half an hour?
You get half an hour with 50 people now. Because it's health and safety.
Can't I just stay and let the 49 people come in?
You can, Milton. For all your wonderful help, you can.
Because I will do. I might even do a little spot of dancing. And
oh, yeah. Are we done, love?
We're done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Good darling.